match. Rocky, who was born Richard Rocco Fumerelle 23 years ago, has a sparkling record. In 27 bouts, he has been victorious 26 times, his only loss being on a split decision to Tony Dupas. He has scored 12 knockouts. Fumerelle is making his bow on national television. Don Fullmer is the youngest brother of Gene, the NBA middleweight champion. He too has a fine record. The 22-year-old Westerner shows 24 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. He has scored 9 knockouts and has never been stopped. Among his victims are Virgil Akins and Stefan Radel. Don was ranked in the first 10 until he was outpointed by Joey Archer earlier this year. Fullmer is 5 feet 8.5, while Fumerelle stands 5'9". At the New York State Athletic Commission weigh-in today, Fumerelle was 159.25, while Fullmer was 158. In just a few minutes, a 10-round middleweight fight between Don Fullmer and Rocky Fumerelle will get underway. Well, it was a wet day in New York, and about the only one cool, calm, and very dry is Johnny Addy. Let's go to Johnny.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like you to meet 3 fine gentlemen of the ring. Here's the heart-punching Cuban who will meet Gene Fullmer in the very near future for the middleweight championship of the world, Florentino Fernandez. One of the most pleasing young middleweight prospects from Brooklyn, Julio Nunez. And 2 weeks from tonight, ladies and gentlemen, a 10-round feature over the weight, Yama Bahama will meet the welterweight champion of the world, and here he is, Emil Griffith. 2 weeks from tonight. Now, here are the ring officials assigned by the New York State Athletic Commission. Judges, Johnny Dran, Leo Brainbaum. Timekeeper, George Bannon. Counting for the knockdowns, George Walsh. Your referee for the main event, Bonnie Felix. 10 rounds from Buffalo, New York. Wearing black trunks, weighing 159.25, Rocky Fumerelle. His opponent from West Jordan, Utah, he's wearing white trunks, weighing 158, Don Fullmer. Main event, 10 rounds.
Okay, man. I want a clean bout. When I order you to break, stop punching and step back. In the event of a knockdown, the man that goes down must take an 8 count. Man standing up goes to neutral corner. I'll start counting, and don't resume boxing until I tell you to do so. Shake hands. Come out, box right.
Scoring here in New York on a rounds basis with an auxiliary point system. If the rounds come out even on a card, we have the mandatory 8 count and the 3 knockdown in 1 round rule. If a fighter is floored 3 times in a round, the fight is over. Round 1. White trunks, Don Fullmer, Rocky Fumerelle in the black. Fumerelle, like his namesake, Rocky Graziano, a pretty wild swinger at times, features a left hook. Don Fullmer also has a pretty good left hook, digs it well to the body. Neither one has ever been knocked out. Fullmer will fight inside whenever he can. He's got to have respect for the punching power of Fumerelle, though. In previous fights, Fumerelle has been prone to cut, so we'll watch for that. He grunts when he throws a long punch that lands. Just a spot of blood oozing from the left nostril of Don Fullmer. I don't know if you're picking up the grunts, but Rocky is grunting when he throws a long punch. One minute to go in round one. There's a very slim crowd in the Garden tonight. We were deluged with rain all day here in New York. Don Fullmer is a very unlucky fighter. The last time he was here with Joey Archer, they fought in a blizzard, and before about as many people. Little off balance there. Ten seconds to go in round one. There's the bell. The first round was a good round of boxing. The bell for round two. Fumerelle black trunks, Fullmer in white. Both boys showing good left hands. Fumerelle, the puncher, is naturally the more flat-footed of the two to get that power in there. Fullmer stays up on his toes a little bit. Felix a little quick on his feet, too. He's the referee, keeping out of the way. No clinching yet. Fullmer tries to neutralize Fumerelle's left hook by moving to the right, away from it, or nullifying its force if it should land. See him move to the right. Well, Fullmer got in the better of those licks, which will probably make Rocky a bit wild. Round two is almost over.
All right.
There's the bell ending round two. Let's go back to the corner of the young Buffalonian, Richard Rocco Fumerelle. He's got two men in his corner. Nunzio DeLucia, his manager, is not in the corner. He's in the premises, though. And facing him is trainer Johnny Sulo. On the outside of the ring, Nick Florio, the veteran Florio trainers. His brother helped train Floyd Patterson, as did he. Fumerelle making his network as a network bow as a main eventer and on national television tonight. On the other side of the ring, we have Don Fullmer of West Jordan, Utah, who had a pretty good round, too. Facing him is manager Marv Jensen. On the right-hand side, Angelo Curley, who trains all the Fullmers and all of Marv Jensen's fighters and does a fine job, and Eddie Brown on the left-hand side, and they are just climbing out of the ring. Round 3 coming up, an interesting fight at Madison Square Garden. Rocky Fumerelle on the left in the black trunks, Don Fullmer in white. 10 rounds, the scheduled distance. You'll notice that Fullmer is letting Fumerelle swing wide and countering pretty good so far. But if he gets nailed with one of those wide ones, it might be a different story. Now there's a slight cut on the right cheekbone of Rocky Fumerelle, airing out what we said earlier about his being prone to cut. Just a little sliver of a cut at the moment. Below the eye, well below it. Well, they're both throwing them for keeps, as you can see. And that is Fumerelle down from a left hook. He bounces right up. He's got to take the mandatory 8 count. He's very annoyed with himself. Fullmer counted him again. We've got a minute and a half left in round 3. Don Fullmer suddenly developing some punching power. Fumerelle is hurt. There's no question about that. And he's holding on. One minute to go in round 3. Now Fumerelle's just throwing them wild. Dr. Sam Swetnick of the commission is walking around the ring to Fumerelle's corner. Whether he'll go in or not, I don't know. Boy seems all right now. However, he has lost his poise. 10 seconds to go in round 3. There's the bell. Dr. Swetnick of the commission took a cursory look at Fumerelle. He walked right out of the ring. Apparently he's all right in his opinion. The cut is below the left eye, just a thin sliver. Fullmer in the white trunks, Fumerelle in the black. Fullmer had a big round last time. It's a 10-round bout. That's Barney Felix yelling, "Don't wrestle, don't wrestle." For the first time tonight, Don Fullmer went into the crab-like defense that his brother Gene uses, crossing his arms in front of his face. That has worked in the past for Gene, but has never seemed to work for Don. Could mean that he might be getting tired. Round 4 about half over. Fullmer is getting Fumerelle off his timing by dancing in and out slightly. About 20 seconds left in the round. There's the bell ending round 4. Take a look at Marv Jensen facing his fighter, Don Fullmer. Marv is also the manager of Gene Fullmer, the middleweight champion in the NBA territory, who is going to defend his title against the knockout star Florentino Fernandez in Ogden, Utah on August 5th on one of these Saturday night fights. The Salt Lake and Ogden, Utah area are going to be blacked out. Here's something of interest to all sports fans. Saturday is Sports Day on ABC. The best in boxing, the best in bowling on Make That Spare After the Fight and ABC's Wide World of Sports. Next week, you'll be watching the United States-Russia track and field meet from Moscow. And the following week, the other side of the world, the Japanese All-Star Baseball game from Nagoya, Japan. Coming up, NCAA and Professional American League Football, the Orange Bowl Classics. All on ABC, television's #1 network for sports. Here's round 5. Fumerelle, the black trunks, Fullmer in the white. Fumerelle threw a crushing right hand that landed that time, right on the spot. Barney Felix getting them apart.
All right, break. No, let him go.
Now there's a slight cut on the inside the nose part of the left eye, where the eye meets the nose, just a speck of blood in there. If that gets worse, though, it's really going to bother his vision.
All right.
One minute to go in round 5. Rocky is now cut beside the left eye. 10 seconds to go in round 5. There's the bell. Coming up to round 6, Madison Square Garden. Don Fullmer of West Jordan, Utah, in the white trunk, 158 pounds. There's the bell. Rocky Fumerelle of Buffalo, New York, 159 1/4 in the black. Fumerelle was down and took a mandatory 8 count in the 3rd round, floored by a left hook. Both boys were off balance. The gloves of Fullmer touched the canvas, had to be wiped off. Fullmer is being tagged with good left hooks by Fumerelle. Rocky suddenly coming alive. Fumerelle lost his mouthpiece. Fullmer ducked into a good short right hand thrown by Fumerelle that time. Round 6 is half over.
All right, get up, sit down.
Fullmer won for hitting on the break. Now Fullmer is getting wild.
All right, quick, man. No punch. Good.
Round 6 almost over. There's the bell ending round 6. Next Saturday, the fight of the week moves to Louisville, Kentucky for a 10-round heavyweight bout between Cassius Clay and Alonzo Johnson. Clay was the light heavyweight champion of the 1960 Olympic Games. In addition, he was the 1960 National Golden Gloves heavyweight champion and the National AAU light heavyweight champion. Since turning pro last fall, he has won 7 out of 7, scoring 5 knockouts. He's regarded as the finest young prospect in the heavyweight division. Alonzo Johnson has victories over Billy Hunter, Nino Valdez, and Tony Anthony. His overall record shows 19 wins for 26 fights, 6 by knockouts. He was the 1956 Eastern Golden Gloves light heavyweight champion. Cassius Clay versus Alonzo Johnson next Saturday on the Fight of the Week. Brought to you by El Producto, America's largest selling quality cigar, and by the Gillette Safety Razor Company. Round 7 of Madison Square Garden, Rocky Fumerelle, who came back pretty good in round 6, in the black trunks, Don Fullmer in the white. Fumerelle is now finding Fullmer with hard punches to the body with both hands, and they are hard punches, as you can see. watch Fullmer's face if we get in close, he hasn't changed expression since he came into the ring. It's just the same. Hit, miss, or land, or get hit. That's the way he's been looking since it started. However, Rocky Fumerelle, the Latin type, shows more emotion when he's tagged or when he misses or when he lands. And he grunts when he lands a good one. Less than 2 minutes left in round 7.
All right, you're in it. Break clean. Get off.
The pace has slowed down a lot here.
All right, you're in. No punch.
1 minute to go in round 7. Ten seconds to go in round 7. There's the bell. The bell has sounded for round 8 at Madison Square Garden. Fumerelle, the black trunks, Fullmer, the white. Some question about the pronunciation of Fumerelle. Purists might say it should be Fumerelle, but we talked to Rocky about it, and he prefers Fumerelle.
All right,
Two minutes left in round 8. Scheduled for 10 here in New York.
all right, step up, Rick.
As they say, protect yourself at all times. Fullmer cautioned to keep his punches up. A mild warning by referee Barney Felix. Now Fullmer is starting to tee off on his man.
All right.
8 almost over. There's the bell ending round 8. We had some very good preliminaries on the card tonight. In a companion 10-rounder, Billy Pickett of New York City outpointed Paul Diaz of Havana, Cuba. These boys are middleweights. Another international middleweight match. Juan Rocky Rivero stopped Wilfie Greaves in 2:59 of the 8th round when the referee stopped the contest. And these boys were middleweights. Rivero from Buenos Aires, Greaves from Detroit, Michigan, also fights out of Canada. And Billy Bello, the sensational new youngster, a welterweight, knocked out Frankie Simmons in 2:24 of the second round of a scheduled 4-rounder. This is notable because Billy has scored 5 straight knockouts in his 5 professional fights. You'll be hearing of young Billy Bello of the Bronx in New York. We're coming up to round 9. There's been 1 knockdown in the fight so far. Fumerelle was floored by a right, followed by a hard left hook by Don Fullmer in the 3rd round. A very big round for Fullmer.
All right, break it.
Now Rocky got mad. Look at him. He's talking to Fullmer, too. Fullmer's getting mad now, too. He didn't like what Rocky said, apparently. Fullmer really roughed up Rocky on the inside and got Rocky real mad. Look at him talk. I'm not a lip reader, so I don't know what he's saying. Fumerelle is cut below the left eye and on the right cheekbone, telling Fullmer to come in and fight. As we remarked earlier, Fullmer's expression hasn't changed from start to finish, or from start to now.
All right, break it.
1 minute to go in round 9.
All right, you're in. Break it. Don't touch it. Step off. Now, step off. Don't push. All right, you're in. Break it.
10 seconds to go in round 9. There's the bell. Here's round 10 of Madison Square Garden. Rocky Fumerelle in the black trunks on the left. Don Fullmer in the white. Barney Felix, the referee, and only 1 knockdown in the contest, scored by Fullmer in the 3rd round. Fumerelle hit the deck, bounced right up, took a mandatory 8 count. Just 2 minutes left in the fight here in the 10th round. Fullmer is a vastly improved fighter over his battle with Archer, which he lost in February here. In fact, this is the best we've ever seen Fullmer look. First look we've had at Fumerelle.
All right, you're in there, fellas. Break it. Don't punch it.
1 minute left in the fight.
All right, you're in. Hold it.
30 seconds left. Not a large crowd here, but they're starting to applaud. And some are booing. And there's the final bell. No hard feelings, eh? We'll have the decision in just a minute. Deputy Commissioner Pat Callahan going over the cards of the officials. And the scoring in New York, to repeat, is on a rounds basis with an auxiliary point system if the rounds come out even on an official's card. There's Pat Callahan with the glasses on, giving the cards to Johnny Addy, our very good ring announcer. Johnny questions one of the cards. And I guess we're all right now. We'll have the decision forthcoming.
Referee Barney Felix, 7-2 and 1 even, favor of Fullmer. Judge Johnny Grant, 8-2 Fullmer. Judge Leo Brainbaum, 9-1 Fullmer. Winner by unanimous decision, Fullmer. Charlie Hop.
Don Fullmer of West Jordan, Utah, winning a big bout, his 25th and 30 attempts.